Hello everybody, this is Tazitis and welcome back to another one. We just left off with the how to do simple stuff of this, and it's like I said before, if you're going to start drawing and everything else and all, sorry about that, I'm trying to move it out of the way. If you're going to start drawing and everything else and all, one of the things I highly recommend doing personally for me and everything is drawing horror. Now I know there's a lot of stuff, and again, you guys don't have to like research or do anything else and all. You just have to like, the reason you draw horror is because the perfectionism is in the unperfectionism, if you know what I mean. Basically, the more unperfect something is when it comes to horror scary, the better it is. If something is like a scary child's drawing or anything, the better it is. Now, I know there's a lot of you guys who don't, a lot of you guys don't know about creepypasta or don't like getting everything else and all, but you guys still want to draw simple drawings and you want to be able to use what I suggested, everything else. Practice drawing horror in order to get better at drawing, because if you draw horror stuff and everything, you don't have to worry about perfectionist, you don't have to worry about clean lines. If something is unlineful, if a face is unlineful and everything else and all, and it's quote-unquote a scary or creepy drawing, then it's considered good artwork. It gives you that leeway of being able to practice without worrying about perfectionism and everything else, and it gives you a chance to experiment and to work with your drawings. However, a lot of you might not know where to start, and like I said, a lot of you might not like creepypasta, so in my previous video, I showed you guys how to draw these symbols and everything else and all, but I realized that when it comes to horror, you can actually practice with a bunch of horror stuff. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to teach you guys how to draw some of this stuff. I'm going to teach you how to draw some of this stuff and everything. Stuff that you can use for horror, but also you can use for just regular drawing and everything in general, everything else. So let's hurry up and get into it and all, because that's basically what you guys clicked on my video. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to try to do this as slow as possible. The first thing we're going to learn is we're going to learn how to draw a skull, a regular human skull, and we're going to do it at what is known as a third-degree angle, I think it's called. But I don't remember the term. But basically what it is, it's where it's like slightly turned towards you. Anyway, what we're going to do is and remember what I said before in the last episodes and everything else. If you can't draw straight lines and everything else and all, what you're going to do is you're going to draw tiny little lines at a time, and then you're going to connect them. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw that line, and that's going to be the line, and then we're going to draw another, basically a line, and then we're going to take from this line everything else, and we're going to draw a circle inside this line, okay? And then we're going to come up here, and then we're going to keep doing like this. We're going to keep taking the pencil, and again, it does not have to be perfect, everything else and all. We're going to go all the way around, and we're going to stop at this point, around this point. I'm going to stop. We're going to make a nice, we're going to straight, and then we're going to gently do like this, and basically go back and forth, tiny little things, do this. Okay, now that you have this circle and everything else and all, what you're going to do is you're going to put a line right next to that and everything else and all. And you're going to also thicken that line at the bottom. You're going to thicken that line at the bottom more on top, and you're going to put another one right next to it. And those are the nostrils. And again, they don't have to be perfect. From there, you're going to grab this, and you're going to do the dit thing again, except this time you're going to make a circle. And again, it does not have to be perfect. And these are going to be the two eyes. Now, from here, you're going to take this, from the bottom of this line, you're going to take, and you're going to make the cheekbone, which is going to be right here. You're going to make a nice little line, then you're going to circle it slightly, and then you're going to put it right here. And then from there, you're going to another line, and then you're going to slightly curve it right here. And then you're just going to keep on doing that until you come to the point, basically right around this eye right here. You want to be straight up, and then you want to be able to have, what you're going to do is you're going to make a tiny little circle right here. You're going to make a circle. You don't have to make the full circle and everything and all, just circle right here, and then you're going to connect all these lines together, and that's basically what you're going to do. And that is basically a simple skull. Now, if you want to worry about the teeth, I'd highly recommend not worrying about the teeth, but basically what you're going to do is you're going to make a straight line, and another straight line. Again, you don't have to worry about this, but you got a straight line. Basically, you're going to have a straight line. This is the cheekbones. What you're going to do is right here at this tiny little point, this is why you also have like tiny little lines. Take this point, and you're going to drag it all the way here, and then you're going to stop. And what you're going to do is you're going to drag it all the way here, and it kind of almost looks like he's smiling, doesn't it? But what you're going to do is you're going to take this line, and you're going to thicken it up really a lot right here. You're going to take all this line, you're going to do like this. You're going to color it in. You're going to take this line, you're going to color it in all the way right there. And then you're going to just basically do like this. And then you're going to gently put a line through it until it stops, and there you have your thing. And then you're going to take these circles and you're going to color these in, because these are going to be the eyes. And there you go, you have a skull. You have a simple skull that you can use for creepy drawing. You can use it for like pirate treasure and everything else and all. You can use it as like a reference and everything. If you want to draw a character and a character is a skeleton, you can do that. There you go. I'll probably break it down a little bit better later, but I think that's about as simple as I can get with the limitations I got. Another thing I want to teach you guys how to draw is kind of fencing. Those kind of fences and everything else, simple drawing, where you draw those fences and everything else and all, you can easily basically just draw a picture and everything else, and then you can put a fence over it, and you can basically hide a lot of the details and everything else. And what you're just going to do is you're going to take a line like this, and you're going to take another line like this, and again, if you guys don't know how to do the line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just make dashes, just like that, imperfection, and just do like that, and just connect them all at the end. And what you're going to do is you're going to come this way and everything else on until you make like basically a diamond and everything else. And you're just going to do that again. Dot, 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 dot. And then just run your pencil through it. Run your pencil or your marker through it. Dot, 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 dot. And you're going to basically put them over this. You're going to make like a checkered pattern basically. Just going to dot it just like this. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. Just can be as wavy as it wants to be. As wavy as you need it to be. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're not going perfections here. And basically, this is basically, you can use this also as like, if you want to put like checkers and something and everything else and all. But what we're going to do is we're going to make kind of a fence. What we're going to do is we're going to take this line and we're going to thicken it. What we're going to do is we're going to go over there and we're going to just make it as thick as possible. Now, what I want to do is basically you want to make, you don't have to be perfect with this something, especially if you're just beginning, but what I highly recommend doing is take and make it darker around the bottom and then a little bit lighter at the top. That way you get that effect that it's metal. Because what you're doing is you're basically creating shadows. If there's no, basically if there's no sunlight, there's not going to be any lighter colors. The darker the color of your pen or your marker is, if that was where the shadow is going to be. So much for the right here, and the little lines in the black right here, everything else. You're creating the shadow. Where there's no light, there's going to be shadow. And the darker the shadow, the more you're going to need to bear down your pencil, bear down your pen. You're not going to want that anymore. Okay. Okay. Skull, fence. Also, top of the fence is going to be like this. It's going to be just straight line, and then you're just going to put tiny little seagulls, what I call seagulls. What you're just going to do is you're just going to line right here, and just flake it out, and there you go. You got a fence, and basically you would just connect the rest of these all together, and there you got a barbed wire fence. Very good. So let's get into something else that you guys are definitely going to need if you're going to make horror or going to do horror art. Is two things you're going to need. Is you're going to need a knife. So just a simple knife. What you're going to do is you're going to line right there, and then you're going to take another line. You're going to come down here. And then you're just going to take another little line. You're going to take another little line right there. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to line up. And you're just going to take the tiny little lines, and you're just going to make tiny little lines and draw through it. And what you're going to do is you're going to make, attached to this, you're going to make a triangle. You're going to make a giant triangle is basically what it's going to happen. Sorry, the paper's moving around. It's really difficult to do this. So what you're going to do is you're going to take all these, like I said before, the little dot, dot, dot method, where you just take the little dots, and it doesn't have to be perfect, and there you got a knife. Now, if you want to make the knife ridges, what you're going to do is you're going to take and you make gadgets in it. And that means, see like that? See what you just did? Now, you can do it in the inside and everything, or you can do it on the outside. And what you're going to do is you're going to make like little wiggles and everything else, like little wiggles like this. And then finally, what you're going to do is you're going to take and you're going to put a center on that knife like this. And if you have any imperfections like this, here's another trick for you. You take this, you take your pen, and you go over it like this. If there's any areas that like, oh, it's not perfect enough thing, do like this. You're going to take your pen, you're going to take your pencil, and you're going to color that in, especially if it's a black end, especially if it's the bottom part. And you're going to color it black, and it's going to give you some dimension. What it's going to do is it's going to make it like this is the bottom, and it's laying on a surface. It's going to give it like a shadow texture. Anytime you have imperfections, just do that. And then we're going to go over here with the handle. Now, the handle is basically just going to be like this. It's going to be just an odd shape that's just jutting out, and then you're going to connect that shape together. And then a circle on top, basically, if you want. And you can do like this, or you could do like this, or you can color it in, or anything else. This doesn't have to be perfect. You can experiment with this. So now we got a skull, we got a fence. You learned how to draw a skull, learned how to draw a fence, barbed wire and everything, and also this works for any kind of metal or any kind of wire or any kind of fence. as well. And now you got a knife. Now you got a weapon. And next thing we're going to do is we're going to draw bones. It's really difficult to draw. The lights out here is kind of weird. Anyway, what you're going to do is you're going to draw half a circle, and then you're going to grab right here. Going to have a nice little line. What you're going to do is you're going to have basically almost like you're making a duck face. Make your little then you're going to grab this line and you're going to gently drag it this way until you have that. And then from there, you're going to do either the dot, dot, dot method, or you're going to gently make a line like that. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. And again, they don't have to be perfect lines. They're not perfect. Look, they're not straight. They're not perfect. And then you're going to take, and you're going to go around it like this, and you're going to do the exact same thing. But what you're going to do is you're going to take the circles, the half circles, the half loops, and the half turns, and you're going to loop them, and then you're going to come, and it's going to be all the way right there. And see, basically, if you like that, that's your bone. You got your bone. But what I like to do is I also like to take, like we said, the thing. Anytime you want to make something look like it's laying down or like it's got dimension, you take and you either line it with black or you line it with white. You take your artwork and you line it with white, and this gives it a 3D effect. See? I just took the line at the bottom, what I classify as the bottom, made it thicker, made it look like it's black, and make it blacker on one side, and now it looks like it's laying down. And also, if you're gentle with the pressure of your pen or your pencil and everything else and all, you can gently, it's hard to see in this light, you can gently go around it very gently and everything else and all with your pencil, and you can gently go like this, and you create even more dimension and everything else and all, where you have scratches and you have pencil marks or pen marks in my case, everything else and all, but it's lighter, and now it's even more 3D effect. And there you go. Now you got a skull, you got a bone, you got a knife, and you got a fence. Already you're learning to draw. And if you want something prettier and everything else and all, but you still want to learn how to kind of draw and want to learn something, here's another one. What you're going to do is you're going to take your tiny little triangle. What you're going to do is tiny little dots. Tiny little lines. Little line right here with the pencil. Little line with pencil right here. And you're going to extend the little line right here. And then you're going to have a nice little line that comes out of it right here. And then you're going to take another little line, you're going to put right there, and you're not going to finish that line. Then you're going to come right here at the very base of it and everything else, and you're going to drag it, except this one's going to be taller. And then going to grab this, going to drag it all the way over here, and you don't have to make it perfect. But what you're going to do is you're going to take and you're going to make a triangle attached to this thing. So you're going to grab it from the bottom, and you're going to put it right here, and you're going to connect those. And guess what you got? Got a nice little butterfly, a nice simple little butterfly. And you could put that in horror as well. You could put the butterfly on the skulls. You could put the butterfly going through the fence, everything else, and all. Give it a nice little lines, and you can do that. You can literally do that. See, now you got two butterflies and everything, and you could edit that out and do as you will. And the two last things I want to hurry up and do and everything, now I got the butterfly and everything else and all, is I want to show you guys how to make a rose, because I know a lot of horror stuff and everything has flowers and roses and everything else, and the rose is actually very simple if you think about it. What you're going to do is you're going to take and you're going to make a half circle, or you're going to make a shape that's circle-ish, and you're going to just basically draw another circle on the side of it and all, and then what you're going to do from there on is you're going to grab with your pencil the side of the thing, and you're going to just make a loop, and you're just going to keep drawing, and you're just going to keep connecting it. Just like this. Sorry. Just going to keep doing like this. Sorry, I'm trying to get into better light. And you're just going to keep... Now, the more imperfection I see as I'm going around, I'm taking and I'm making it wiggled. I'm wiggling the pencil a little bit as I go, and I'm just reconnecting the lines over and over again to the same thing. And that right there is a rose. Does that have to be perfect? It's just rose, rose, rose. Okay. And there you go. You got a rose. You got a simple, basic flower, and you can experiment with that all you want. And that's basically it. You got, like, knives, bones, skulls, fences. You got butterflies. You got flowers. And I'm going to do something real quick if I got time. What you're going to do is you're going to take a triangle, tiny little triangle like this, line, and it's basically going to be an upside down circle, and then you're going to take a circle and you're going to do like this, and then you're going to go draw a line, and then you're going to line up like this, and then you're going to do the same thing over here with another line, and then you're going to do like this, and basically you're going to make another line over here, and then you're going to make another triangle over here, nice little triangle over here, and then you're going to drop down there, and then you're going to make a nice little seagull again, and another seagull again, and now you got a bird. Now you can make that into a crow or anything you want. So you got like a whole bunch of stuff. So good for you guys. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.